So that brings me to my next point here. Here is a quick way, and this is in the standards of care. Like I said, section 6, but this gives you the estimated average glucose. So there are many different charts out here that kind of are a little bit more robust than this one, but this is from the standards. And if you note here, if you look at this A1c, this second column here gives you an average of what the blood sugar readings would be. Okay, so if a person is at a 7, on average, they should be hitting anywhere between 123 to 185 with an average of 154. Okay, and a quick thing that I like to do is if they are taking their blood sugars regularly and they have a glucometer, well, it already gives us an average. So I'll go back 3 months, 90 days back. You can even do it a month back and be able to like gauge from there. But if you get an A1c that you're starting to question and you're kind of like, I don't think this is right, well, this is why it's important for us to review their own records as well. I like to look at their actual glucometer because, I mean, the numbers are the numbers, you know, but, and of course it gives us the average, but this is a good place to educate for patients who are not monitoring their blood sugar. And technically, if they are a non-insulin type 2, they really don't have to, it's really not a huge benefit for them to monitor their blood sugar every day. That's, again, outlined by the standards. And Medicare, I want to say, covers about only 100 strips a month for non-insulin type 2s. Now, type 1s are different, and those who are on insulin, that's a whole nother conversation. But, you know, if patients are checking their blood sugar every day or they're checking it every so often, that should suffice enough, right? And so this is the very brief table that is actually in the standards of care, but I also want to show you a more robust chart right here. And I actually like this one because it literally, if you look up here, it takes you from 4, an A1c of 4, all the way down to 13.9. And correct me if I'm wrong, I think that our point of care doesn't even register past 13, I don't believe. And so this right here tells us what our average glucose would be. So a couple of things I want to note, and you don't, if you want to just like keep this for your own records, I mean, you can Google estimated conversion, blood A1c conversion, and there are many charts that pop up. This is just one of many, and they're all, I've compared many of them, they're all pretty much the same. But something that I do want to point out, if by chance you don't have this with you and you're trying to figure it out in your head, the one thing that I would say is memorize 7. 7 is 154. And then you can figure out everything else. So let's look going up and down. You can see it goes from 4, 5, 6, 7, and so on and such. Well, for every 1%, give yourself about 29 to 30 points, give or take. So if you're going up to 8, add about 29 to 30. And if you do the math, well, it does that for you. Okay, you add 29, and that, you know, that gives you 183. And if you want to go through and do it some more, sometimes it's about 30, but it's about 29 points. So every 1% that you go up or down, you add or subtract 29 points. So that right there gives you the whole number. But for every 0.1 or every 10th of a point, add 3 points. So let's just come up here. 7.7 even is 154. But 7.1 is 157, then 160, then 163. You see, you're adding 3 each time, about 3 each time. And I mean, like right here, there's 2, but you get what I'm saying. This is an average. It's an estimated average, but you'll be able to get an accurate sense. But again, if you don't have if the patient is not taking their blood sugars regularly, well, there's really not much that you can do. You just have your A1c that you got. But if on chance that they do have it and you're wondering, okay, I'm getting 4.7, 5.7 a line, and this patient, it doesn't seem like this would correlate with them, this is just a quick way that you can go about figuring it out for yourselves and being able to troubleshoot